Hi guys, Trevor Swenson with Through the Darkness. My personal journey with trauma and stressor-related disorder, PTSD. And I wanted to meet with you today. It's been a really rough week. And one of the things about walking through PTSD and doing these videos is that there are a lot of times when the last thing on my mind is sitting down and talking about my experience because it is painful. And this past week has been nothing short of painful. And it started off with a trigger of mine, and then just continued to get worse and to get darker and to fall even further into the grips of fear and uncertainty and anxiety. And it's been a really rough go, including today. But I just wanted to share something with you that I wanted to share probably 80 episodes ago, but I remembered to do it. I want to read you something from the Bible that I think is very relevant, and then I want to touch on a couple of things after I read this, and you may be able to see how relevant it is to our journey through PTSD. It's from Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. There are a couple of things that I want to touch on there, and the first one is the valley of the shadow of death. And for those of us struggling with PTSD, it is no stranger to us, some of us. And there are days that seems like it is right here. And that's the type of week that I have been experiencing and that I've had. It's been very difficult. And it's interesting that PTSD, when it says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the even though obviously very much implies that I'm going there, I am there, I'm moving through that. But even though, I still completely accept the fact, recognize the fact, feel the fact that God is right there with me. It doesn't say, even though I go around the valley of the shadow of death. It doesn't say, even though we go up and over the valley of the shadow of death. It's even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. You are with me. And this week, it has taken everything in me to really focus on not some cute saying like what I just read. It's not a cute saying. It's the infallible Word of God. And obviously, walking through the shadow of death is a part of a lot of people's walk with trauma. And it says again, this is just one of 365 places where it says it in the Bible, is I will fear not. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. And Psalm 23 is actually the base verse for this channel. As I struggled with PTSD and as I made the decision to have good come of my diagnosis and good come of my walk through PTSD. And one of the things that you may know or not know is, and I know my wife touched on it, is that there is a Trevor outside of the 8 to 10 minutes that I get to do these videos, and feel so fortunate to do them. And it is a really difficult journey, and my heart goes out to all of those that are also battling this, and family members of those who are going through this, because it is something that robs your soul. It is the thief of your soul. The last thing I want to talk about in this topic is a statement that your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And obviously this was a psalm that was written by David, who obviously was a shepherd by trade. And shepherds carried two things. They carried a rod and they carried a staff. And God is a good shepherd. He is the good shepherd. Christ is the good shepherd. And I just want to challenge you to think about his rod and his staff and how they comfort you. The staff is used for guiding. The staff is used for pulling back from the edge of mountainsides. The staff is used for nudging in a more correct direction. But the rod is used for defending against lions and bears. Essentially, in the walk with PTSD, fear. Anything that makes you fearful. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. I just love to think about the creator of this universe who made me. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And I dwell on him as the good shepherd, as Christ guiding me gently with his staff and hooking me away from downfalls, but at the same time, the ferocious warrior Jesus, the warrior in God, the warrior's heart that bears the rod. It is one of those things that truly does comfort me, knowing that the creator of this universe has his hand over me and my life and my family, and the rod that he bears is a rod that really wields a lot of power, and I can trust his staff as well. So I just wanted to touch on that short chapter in the Bible that has meant so much to me through this this very painful journey with PTSD and coming off the heels of an extremely difficult week, like one where the valley of the shadow of death was right here for me, and to know that he was still with me in that exact moment. And I want you to know that, and I want you to feel that, and I want you to yearn for that as well. This is Trevor Swenson with PTSD Through the Darkness. I can't wait to talk with you next time. Click subscribe. Hit the like button. Use this to help people. See ya.